Hello, and welcome to Jarviskjir, Rock of the North, Chapter 2, Session 11. 11.
Wheat thins.
Wheat.
We're here to continue, pretty much. I mean, what else do you want? Last session, you kind of wrapped up the earlier quest, and in between doing other things, you came across a particular little nugget of news, a bounty poster that seems to bear Peep's human mother's face. Because Peep was adopted by a human family, despite being a tiny little lizard. And obviously you're looking into that, because obviously it seems, if the bounty is correct, that Peep's mother is at least being accused of leading the Marauders, a group of renegade, barbarian, ne'er-do-wells that's pretty well known, especially for their combat prowess. And you've started investigating, which is a lot easier for you guys because of the flying tower. You've been pushing through and looking around, and the first kind of group of people you found don't appear to be the Marauders, but you started sneaking up on them, looking at them, tracking by night. You found their campfire. Then once you approached them, only Cinder saw a little flash of red lightning go through each of their heads, and they attacked you. Well, specifically, they attacked Peep, seemingly believing that Peep was in fact not a kobold, but actually a massive true dragon. Both Cinder, let everyone know about that, as well as Adelhard, who did some detect magic and worked out that there's some kind of enchantment on them. And you've gone through that process. You've beaten everyone up. You knocked everyone out. No one's dead, even if you don't snow through a fireball at them. No one's dead.
That's good.
No, because you got them to exactly 0. So, they just got knocked down. Aside from one of the people who got away, and it was a group of humans being led by seemingly a gnomish paladin. And they are all unconscious and at your feet in the snows in the middle of the night. It is pitch black night, and there is a moon, but it's kind of a midway moon. It's not casting too much light in the stars as well, but there is the kind of greenish light of a northern aurora, but it's pretty gloomy. Just the campfire of the party that you accosted, giving you some light.
Is the magic still controlling them, or?
Your detect magic is still active, and you can see that it seems to be rapidly fading the longer they're unconscious. It's not a clean, well-made arcane spell. You've seen very simple enchantments from an arcane nature, even if it's arcane sorcery. Arcana is very clean. The kind of magic you do for an arcane is very clean. This isn't like that. It's like you're seeing the spell effect break apart, but almost into shards, rather than dissolving almost through your detect magic special eyes.
Do your elf eyes see?
They're already half elf eyes.
Oh, well, yes.
That wasn't the joke I was going for there, but you know what? It's always appropriate.
Hey, we got the Jarviskjir bingo card to go for, okay? I had to get
I was about to say, bingo players, mark off the Lord of the Rings reference.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Early on.
Time to Lord of the Rings would be another good one too. You try and guess how long in a session. It's like Time to Penis, which we've done on this show before, where it's how long until something sexual gets referenced in a D&D
Oh no,
session.
how long until Ballard walks across the room?
How long until Ballard walks by nude?
Naked.
Just the way the sun made him. Alright. You see this, Adelhard, and, Adelhard's not very subtle. I imagine you're investigating and watching the unconscious people.
Yeah, he's clearly watching them.
What's the plan? What are you guys doing? You got a bunch of unconscious humans, Northmen, and a gnome.
I would suggest drag them onto one place because they're still scattered.
Yeah, I guess bring them around the fire.
Yeah. And there's going to disarm all of them.
You chopped off their arms. Oh no.
Yeah, I know, right?
Listen,
I mean, you're a fae.
That's 100% something you probably would do if someone said disarm them. Oh, okay, I guess.
If you were like a beast fae, absolutely. They would have like, yeah, chop. Yeah, each of them has a good deal of equipment. These seem like typical kind of Northmen warriors where they have good deal of like chain. There is some personalization in their equipment, but all of them were carrying, you know, a longbow, which you saw, a mace, sometimes a sword. Like they had stuff on them. They were so you could just get all that.
While
she's shoving it all in her little tiny bag.
While they are unconscious, Vincent will just gather up some blankets and try to cover them up just so they don't get a chill out here with the snow and everything.
Yeah.
We do have, Snow, bring this up, we do have some bark that can awake people out of unconsciousness.
That's true.
So we don't have to wait.
Do we want to wake them up before we're sure that whatever was affecting them is subsided?
It is breaking apart the magic that is affecting them. We should be good any moment now.
Also, just a note, Cinder looks perfectly content in the coldness because rabbits. She's like,
We'll say that when we give you a constitution check in like an hour.
What about the one that ran away?
He'll come back if he's hungry. Or something will find him if it's hungry. I'm sure there's hungry things out there. He'll regret his decision, I'm sure.
Well, hopefully he comes back then.
I mean, do you want to go look for him? Because
I don't
points
even
to
know
the
where
darkness.
Yeah, I can see in the dark a bit, but not that far. I have dark vision.
Canon. Peep is the person who invented the term dark vision. It's like I could see in the dark.
So, this one, she points at the gnome. We can try to talk to him. He seems like he's in charge. And if maybe he doesn't want to talk in the meat people language that you've been using, then I can try in the gnome's speech, because he seemed to understand that really well.
Well, and
He is a
he
gnome.
was trained like me.
She's like, okay, what if he might be a gnome, but I'm a rabbit and I don't speak rabbit.
Have you tried?
She probably hasn't. She probably can speak rabbit. She's just stupid, okay?
Yeah.
She doesn't know that it's
Vincent-
called rabbit.
So Vincent does bring up a good point that the gnome is trained in magic, clearly.
Like myself. Before we wake them up, I don't know. We should just be prepared in case they are still affected, or
Okay.
if the effect was not entirely magical. Maybe
Well,
it was.
I'm pretty sure it was the danger lightning.
The what?
The danger lightning.
Major lightning?
The red one. I told you, the red sparkly oofy doot lightning that showed up and went into all their heads and made them all like, ugh. And she sort of
Oh, yeah, that stuff.
Has the effect left them yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where because it's breaking up like a dying microbe or a dying star, there's still like kind of a slight aura around their heads, but to the point where almost like the the bonds that keep the enchantment together wouldn't work. They might not be entirely themselves, but they should be mostly free from the enchantment.
Okay.
Just to be safe, I'll be out of sight when they wake up, just in case.
Do you plan on speaking to a member?
I mean, if they seem okay, I just don't want to cause them all freak out again. If, you know. We'll see. I do want to know if they know anything.
Very well. Cinder, you said you can speak this gnome's language?
Mhm.
Well, here. And he'll just kind of reach out with his magic and cast enhance ability for
She's looking at her. What are you doing?
just enhancing your ability to speak more fluently and easily.
Okay.
The Great Dragon has many gifts, this being but one.
I mean, okay.
Snow is meanwhile rummaging for the little bit of bark that he has.
She wants to argue about which dragon's a better dragon, but she's not.
So he'll give you Eagle Splendor.
Sorry, my chair squeaked and I couldn't hear over it.
Eagle Splendor, the charisma boost.
Yeah, he'll give
Okay.
you.
Right.
And that's his second level slot.
Snow, you can get the Silic bark. I believe you got from SM or somewhere. It's relatively common. It helps people get out from unconsciousness. You want to give it to just the gnome?
Just the gnome. I think I only have one piece of bark left because I think we used some before somewhere.
Fair enough.
Either way, I will use it on him.
Okay. You have this gnome who I imagine is still in their full armor. You didn't get anyone naked, but you stripped his equipment away. His armor is different
I just
to the
took their
rest.
weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
You kind of have to like chew their jaw with the bark, but then there's kind of like makes a bit of a face. His eyes blink and kind of adjust to the light like a cat's does. And they look kind of at the big guy kind of like standing back up from over him. Bit of a contrast to this gnome. Although he's pretty tall for a gnome, but still a gnome. And just kind of has like a wary look, looking around. You can see his nose kind of wiggle a little bit.
Why did
Usually
you attack
the
us? Oh.
well, he is yes. Usually the kidnappers speak first.
Vincent is just going to stand just as off to the side, but sort of in eyesight, just to make sure that they're aware that there is an enforcer here, should there need to be one.
I forgive any confusion that might have befallen on the battlefield, but there was the largest, most terrifying dragon of grey scales.
There was no dragon.
There was just a kobold.
I know the difference between a kobold and a dragon.
So do I.
You were affected
He's
by
over there if you want to have a look.
Like,
You were
come up
affected by
behind
it.
Ted. Hi.
Oh, that is the same color scales. I and my men, we saw a dragon. We were burned by dragon fire. I can still smell it in the air.
You were controlled by an enchantment spell, and the
Yeah.
file.
Yeah, Snow
He
points to
points
his
to
armband.
poetry.
Yeah, and he's like, it was one of these. And he points
Also,
to the beads.
The enchantment was like the danger lightning that appeared above your head and made you go like spooky
The danger
eyes
lightning,
and
yes.
crazy.
You are expecting me to believe in a paranormal instance you are naming Danger Lightning.
You're
It
talking
was
to a
not-
fae that is standing right in front of your face. I think I have
Okay.
the authority here to explain to you a paranormal instance called danger lightning. She's like,
At this point, Aluhard is going to walk over to where Vincent is standing.
Why don't you give me a persuasion check with advantage, Cinder?
gonna fail so hard.
You have advantage! What could go
I don't
possibly
care.
wrong?
Double
I'm
net
dice
ones.
cursed. Listen, I'm dice cursed.
You're
They
not
wanna
dice
know.
cursed. Sabriel repeatedly
am.
turned people into goo.
Sabriel is the exception to that rule.
It's true, Cinder hasn't really been very lucky.
And on Thursday night, my poor vampire kept rolling fucking ones and stuff. Persuasion. Where is it? Oh.
Same place it usually
Okay.
be.
Listen, I can't read.
Oh.
20!
Everything's in the wrong place. 20 is
420.
good. Yeah. Let me adjust all these doodads.
Even though, had I rolled that flat, it would have been a 4, but okay.
Yeah, 20 is good. The gnome kind of stares at you and glances back over to Peep and will slowly stand up, looking at the lot of you and clear his throat. And he looks at the group of his own soldiers and sees that they're unconscious. Some of them are like kind of stirring a bit. This danger lightning, have you encountered it before? You seem to know of it enough to coin a inappropriate name.
No, it just happened. It literally just happened. When we showed up, there was like red shit over
So
your
it happened
head,
when you
and then-
showed up. Because we haven't
Cinder
uncovered
is-
this before.
Cinder is what they would call a subject matter expert when it comes to weird shit.
I have been warned about Faye before, yes.
And
I didn't do it.
just as a question, and I consider myself a bit of a subject matter expert on dragons as well. Do you know too many dragons that would leave your men bound and unconscious as opposed to eaten?
I am willing to believe the situation you are describing. I believe that something addled my mind and my men's mind. I just haven't heard of such spellcraft used in such a way since an art heist in Bastillion. And I imagine this heist has nothing to do with whatever you have going on. We've seen dragons before flying overhead, admittedly. I've never seen one of that color. I mean, my men
Yes.
Why would anyone steal art? It makes no sense.
People steal art all the time. I thought she never mind.
I am of the belief it belongs in a museum.
I agree.
Sure. What's
It's
a museum?
Yay!
It's a building up north. We house all of our art together for people to walk through and view at their leisure. It's so that everyone can share their art.
That
The
just
world.
makes it easier for people to steal it. Like, why would you do that? That
don't-
just is like, it's like free art stealing right there. You just walk into this big building like, oh, I like that tree, mine, and then leave.
This
Typically,
Fae
there are
acts exactly like the King of Oakenford described.
typically they are somewhat protected. They're not just left for people to steal.
I would hope so.
However, an art heist in Bastillion, you say, with similar magics?
There are probably similar magics all over the place. This is the only situation I've known of. It was relatively spoken of after the fact. A group managed to steal an elemental stone using a shrouding enchantment. It's a type of magic that makes people not see things properly.
Oh, you mean like this? She like steps into the dark.
Adelhard, are you familiar?
Has he heard of this?
You can give me an Arcana check.
Sure. One moment.
It'd be funny if Cinder stepped into the dark to like pretend to hide and like fell through another fucking portal.
Or like
God damn it, it was an advantage.
fell through a hole or got eaten by a monster. Like anything could happen here. Reroll without advantage. That 20 will be lost to the winds of time.
Balance to the nat ones that have come in such a way.
You've definitely heard of the concept of shrouding before. It's something that is described in magical theory, but you don't really do that kind of thing. At least as far as you know. Maybe you do. Well, that's much louder than I wanted.
Like that. That's boss theme sound.
No, it's not boss music. It's calmer music because you're no longer currently... aside from Cinder, who may be getting eaten as we speak, you're having a nice conversation with the gnome. In the snow.
Oh,
And a dog.
Hold on. Sorry.
Whopper.
The... where the fuck did we even leave off? You were talking about stealing... Oh yes, the shrouding concept. Yeah, and he does
Yeah.
kind of hand his own... Like, I don't think it's related. It's a type of magic. I know of enchantments. Some of the people who I train with weave them. I weave a little. It's just difficult to enchant a lot of people to see the same thing. Unless you're making an illusion. But if you didn't see it, it wasn't an illusion. Unless it was a targeted illusion. Which is basically an enchantment. You see how things are getting confusing here. Whatever this danger lightning is it was deliberate. Something like that doesn't happen by accident, does it?
Vincent is just nodding his head like he understands. He has no idea what you're talking about.
None of us cast it, but I can't cast enchantments, nothing that can manipulate multiple people at a time.
He is persuasive, so he pretends like he knows what he's talking about.
So, in any case, we had some questions for you. Aside from the, big spooky dragon, danger lightning induced paranoia. Where's the wanted poster?
I think I have it.
Can I have it? Can
Yeah.
she have it?
Yeah, if you're, he'll hold it out for you.
She's gonna take it, shove it at the note. Have you seen this woman?
He takes a little from a pouch, takes out some reading glasses, and kind of balances them on his nose. No. We are out on the lookout for trouble, essentially, but more worried about monsters than the monster that is man.
They really are. But
Are you...
Do I believe him?
You can give me an
do we
insight
believe
check.
him?
I mean, how could you not believe someone who had to get their reading glasses out to read? I mean,
Hey,
they did the
listen,
thing
that's
where
a good-
you hand like your parents the phone and they're like,
Yes. Yes, I do.
you don't really see any reason why he would lie, especially a paladin of some kind. Though he's a weird gnome paladin.
Where were you trained? I'm curious.
Oh,
You fought well.
Was
Grew
it
up
the
in a
King of
small-
Lothar?
I'm not trained by the king. No. But he does similar tricks. I've sparred with him. He kicked my ass.
Me.
But I trained in a small enclave near the lighthouse. It's a larger gnomish town near Ophenther. There's a lot of gnomes who live in this region that usually you don't see us.
Quick aside, isn't Goldie like a gnomish invention?
Yeah,
Yo,
but an ancient
okay.
gnomish invention in theory.
should ask
But you
him if
found
he
Goldie
could, like-
around that area.
We should ask him if he can interface and get the debt erased that Vincent still has. No.
Does he have a holy symbol on him of any sort?
If he does, you don't understand it. His armor looks kind of deliberate. It's kind of similar to, I guess, there's some Marvel heroes a similar thing where, like, on the kind of like cuirass, so most of it's split mail, there is this almost arcane curvature of lines. It's very deliberate, but there's no explicit holy symbol. And you saw when he was casting spells, he was essentially using this big ruby in the end of his hammer, and it's very well cut and housed very deliberately.
You were quite the match. Well fought.
You fought well too. Of course, I thought you were fighting alongside an evil dragon for some reason, but...
No. If you see me fighting alongside of a dragon, it will be a good one, I assure you.
Right. My boss is not an evil dragon. Well, he's not evil. He's a dragon, but he's not evil. And he supposedly serves a dragon.
The only dragon I met was maybe a little greedy, but pretty nice. Beyond that.
Are you the dragon police? What is this?
No. Yes. Maybe. I don't know. What's a police?
I've met one. Does that count?
If the rumors are to be believed, everyone has met a dragon one time or another. Most of them are just hiding in mortal form.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
There he
you're
is.
back.
When did I leave?
Most of them are just, I'm
well,
assuming you were trying to say assholes.
That's a...
They're not bad. They're just misunderstood.
I think was he gonna say that? What does he say that most of them are like disguised?
Most of them are disguised in mortal form,
Yeah.
yeah. In
Yeah,
theory.
I gotcha.
I mean, my boss is a Fey dragon. I don't know that counts, though.
I imagine
Right.
not.
Have you heard any rumors of a group called the Marauders passing through here?
Well, I imagine there's probably quite a lot of groups who use a name like that. That's quite a basic name. I know there are a few bandit groups more to the east of here. They kind of live out where the snow meets the ice before it gets too dangerous to walk. But we weren't looking for bandits. We were looking for ice serpents and, I mean, dragons. Anything big that could be taken down. There used to be a group of monster hunters that did this work, but King of Olfenver besought us as a squad to look into such things.
When he says the like looking for dragons, Snow kind of like scoffs. He was like, huh.
Monster Hunter is a job? That's something you can just do?
It was a guild. Kind of.
Oh.
They were called the Grey Fists. I believe they still exist, but in a super small number. But when I was younger, there were Grey Fists all around this region.
Are they centrally located?
They used to live in Slate Cove, I believe.
Oh, we went there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Slate
not
Cove
where it
is the
was.
place you went where it all got topsy-turvy.
It was all blowed up.
Yeah. So I was like, oh yeah, we went there. It was dangerous.
Ha! Yes, that town was destroyed.
We found a wizard there. He was still not alive, but speaking.
So that's where you got the skeleton from.
You have a skeleton?
Yes. Yeah.
Don't ask.
Well, I feel like I can believe the bullshit you are speaking, because half of you don't even know the stories. So, what?
I just got here.
What is happening? There is... Why would me and my men see a dragon? And why would all of this happen? You know?
It's a long, long story.
I believe it.
Perhaps one told better by a fire in the warmth and over a hot meal.
I don't know a town anywhere within walking distance of here. We were taking quite the hike.
Vincent's gonna just kind of give a knowing look around the rest of the group. Perhaps we can give them a night of comfort for their troubles.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
What about the one that ran away?
Yeah, what about him?
Yes,
I'm not concerned. He'll probably get eaten. But
one of your cohorts did run off into the wilderness alone out of fear of the dragon winning, I think.
He would kind of look in that distance and frown, like, well, my men are... They are competent in this sort of terrain. I doubt any harm will come of them. They'll find their way back to somewhere, I think.
I hope so.
Well, let us at least take you out of the cold for the evening and give you a warm place to rest and warm meal in your belly.
All right, we can do this.
All right. I'm guessing we slowly wake up the other guys then.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a process. Being unconscious takes 1d4 hours typically, and there is.
I'll go around. How many of them are there?
I believe there's like 6. I can check properly later, but it doesn't entirely matter.
I'll go over there and just I'll heal them back for 3 hit points apiece with the lay on hands.
Cinder will give them all of their weapons back.
Okay.
And as I reach down and like heal them, I'll help them each to their feet.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up, you fine warriors, all of you.
Yeah, so there's like a collection of the Northmen around, and they are... The last thing they remember was fighting, like, not even like they saw Peep as like a baby dragon. They saw Peep as like an adult or ancient dragon, in theory, you know, something like that. I don't use those lines exactly. But they were fighting a dragon, and then they blacked out. And so when you wake them all up and you're kind of giving them back their equipment, they're like completely disoriented, and at least a couple of them are like, oh, I need a beer. And the gnome would kind of start explaining what happened as well.
As we're doing this, at some point, Snow is gonna like, when he's like next to Peep, he's gonna lean down and whisper to Peep, and be like, I don't think these guys were in any shape to fight a real dragon.
Was this to Vincent or the gnome? Who did you say that to?
To Peep.
Oh
like,
no!
Gossiping about the gnome.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean... I don't think any of us are really ready to take on an adult dragon, to be honest. I mean, I know I'm becoming a it's... Never mind. I think the cold's getting to me.
Well, let's get back in where it's warm then.
Yeah.
Of note, your tower is not really big enough for like 7 extra people to like sit around. I mean, it kind of is. It's not like you're I mean, I guess it is. It's just gonna be tight. It's gonna be busy. There's gonna be a lot of burly, hairy Northmen, you know, hanging around trying to warm up in like whatever blankets you have, and like starting to go through. It's gonna be like, oh, there's a scene in a movie, and it's not quite Thor, but it must be another one where this is Bilbo's house at the beginning of The Hobbit. Now, luckily, I don't think you guys stock this house up nearly as much as that, but they are kind of like looking around, like, oh, well, here's a bottle of wine here. You know, like they need to recover their energy. To be fair,
They've made themselves
to them,
at home.
they do.
Yeah.
They are making themselves at home, and it's pretty tight with all of them shoved in there, but your tower does keep the cold out. I mean, High Thundrol is high enough up that was a concern, you know? They are winterproof to a degree. And it's probably pretty loud, too, of all these the Northmen trying to work out what's going on. It's like, so what happened to the dragon we were fighting? No, there ever was a dragon, huh? But we saw it, like, there's like 7 of them trying to work out what the hell happened, and they don't really know. But they are working it out.
I'm gonna wait until, like, one of them gets super drunk, and then I'm just gonna, like, I'm walking around sipping my drink as well. I'm just gonna walk by him and go, I'm the dragon you fought. And I'm just gonna, like, kind of, like, let the shield be the last thing they see on my back as I walk off.
Yes. So I didn't entirely get the fullness of your plan, but you now have everyone in, like, the ground floor of your tower. A whole bunch of these Northmen and the gnome, who you didn't got his name. I don't know if your plan was to kind of talk to them more or just make sure they're safe for the cold. I don't really know what
if they are truly monster hunters in the area, I would like to learn more about maybe some of the monsters they've fought or faced, some of the dangers of this region, and maybe get a kind of a peek at what we're up against as we traverse.
Oh yeah, this is like you have. I'm pretty sure you have the fast friends like thing I have. So like you could, and they're happy to talk to you, and they're like, oh yeah, I loved the Grey Fists growing up. They're practically my heroes, so I wanted to fight monsters too. And they all kind of want to be that sort of thing, but largely they'd be like, okay, well, yeah, a couple of them fought goblins during the war, and some people are like, goblins aren't really monsters. It's a bit, like, racist. Like, this whole thing, they're in the war with these people. But some of them fought, things like cockatrice, giant wolves. Like, these aren't, like, they're competent fighters. I mean, they went through quite a bit with you, like, fighting you. But these guys haven't fought anything that massive yet. The gnome, if you talk, he will kind of speak. Like, I've fought the ice serpents before, and like he's got more of a track record. But most of them were
these ice serpents. Is there anything about them we should know?
If you travel further to the south, the city of Bastillion is surrounded by a great lake, frozen. In that lake are the ice serpents. The name is a bit of a malapropism. They are not quite serpents. They also they have insectoid elements. Some of them can spit a powerful acid, but they live in the ice water, and they travel. They travel to great distances and devour people whole when they are adults. They're a massive danger, and yeah, we've been kind of tasked to fight any of them that we encounter that are too young, or that are young. The large ones, even this group, I don't think we would stand much of a chance against, but the large ones largely, they must be feeding on something even further in the waters than the occasional human traipsing on the surface. But be careful. You're traveling to Bastillion by foot, which it seems you won't be doing. These creatures will jump out of the ice at you.
Thank you.
Hopefully they don't leap for the tower as well.
He will actually bring out, one of the guys have it, kind of almost like a Monster Hunter Rise like sketch of the creature, and it is like a serpent, but it also has kind of like lobster claw hands, and like a kind of bisected face. It's a monster, It's a spooky monster for sure in bright blue.
Snow thinks of something and talk, and he'll speak up, and he says, would you be willing to help us find our bandits if we helped you take down a serpent?
That is an interesting proposition. I don't really see why not.
Snow looks at the rest of the group.
I feel like that's a solid deal, Snow.
Mm-hmm.
Having more eyes and people looking could help us, and then Snow kind of like gives a hearty chuckle and like smacks the gnome on the back in a friendly way, and just like, you guys you may be able to use the help.
We know we can.
So you are looking for this bandit, these marauders.
Yes.
Really just for their leader. We don't necessarily care to hunt every one of them down.
We're not necessarily looking to retrieve the bounty either. We're looking to discuss some things with her.
Mysterious. One of the Northmen will kind of like, I know some of the people who joined that gang. I think I know where they might be staying. There's a spot for ice fishing. Like another couple of days walk from here. Like we'd take like a really long trek out this way, but then you fish up some, it's worth it. I heard they were staying around there. They built up a bit of foundation around it.
That's the first solid lead we've had.
Well, we should go there as soon as we can. I mean, once we're done with the serpent thing, we should go there.
What we could do is you said that the serpents, they travel under the ice and the water.
He nods, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, so would be thinking like, he would suggest that maybe while we're heading towards that fishing spot, we could be looking out, from above during the day, on the tower, and maybe see its shadow underneath the ice,
Yeah.
We'd be able to see a lot more than we would on the ground.
Yeah. Absolutely. You would.
And so then Snow would say, like, we could help you all, we will head towards this camping site, this fishing spot, and if we see an ice serpent on the way, we'll land and deal with it. Otherwise, after the marauders, we will help you. You have our word.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds like you came up with a pretty genius plan. With that, I imagine you want to start heading out and looking.
Do we want to? It's night now, right? It's the middle of the night.
The middle of the night, pretty much. It's night
Well,
enough anyway.
We want them to rest up too. They all got beat up. So I guess we'd spend the night here. Well, that also that would also mean that there's time where the one who ran away could come back, maybe.
Yeah.
And so.
Okay. You can start a long rest. Of course, there's a long rest in your tower with like 8 Northmen. Every time I say it, the number does get higher. But there's a bunch of Northmen here, just like sleeping on the floor, snoozing, drinking.
Schrodinger's Northmen.
Yeah. Every time you mention them, there are more.
People definitely give up some rations to help things.
Nice.
So we don't end up going through like all our food.
Well, they had their own rations too, but they'll take yours first.
Yeah, I've got 14, so I've got plenty. I can give
Yeah.
up even if I give up 4.
Yeah.
to help spread out.
You want to travel out after a long rest. Your long rest goes fine. The one who ran away didn't come back. Why would they? There's a dragon. I mean, come on. But you have the rest of them with you. You want to keep an eye out during the day as you're traveling to this fishing spot, which won't take very long, at full speed.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Just
you
have-
kind of get ready to go, Goldie, of course, powers the tower, the gnomish automaton. We'll kind of push through some of the men to speak to whoever they first find about. There is an organic disturbance on the top of this vessel. The vessel cannot take off.
On top of it?
What?
On top.
What's that?
There's something living on the top of our tower.
There is something currently
Heart is
on the
going
top
to
of this
look
tower
outside.
that is
Yeah,
alive.
Cinder will go outside and hop up the balcony.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pete's gonna take a look.
Yeah.
On top of the tower is a small pod of penguins.
Oh my god, okay. Cinder's going
Penguin
to like go
sighting.
make friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna like, how are they bigger than her? Or are they little tiny
Oh,
penguins?
there's multiple size of penguins. They've got like blue frills. That's the only kind of like distinguishing thing to like whatever penguin breed they are. But
Why do
they're
I think I know what this is?
they're penguins. You know what a penguin is, right, Ori? I mean, come on.
Yeah, but there's a Pokemon penguin.
Oh, I haven't got that far yet. God, that's like 400 or something. We're still on we're on 112. That's a long ways away until we get there.
I
But
imagine Cinder just like hops up because Cinder can jump super high.
I literally can't go. Like Cinder can jump like onto the balcony and then up onto the roof, up to where the penguins are. You're gonna have to give me an animal handling check. And these penguins are like, they do suddenly kind of look. And there's like a good deal of them. There's like a dozen penguins.
Cinder's just like, babies!
Yeah, the bigger ones are the same size as you. Yeah, I think a 15 is good enough to befriend some penguins.
She's gonna bring them all inside.
Well, you have to get them down off the roof first. Also, your inside of the house is currently filled with Northmen. If you're gonna fill it with penguins as well, it's gonna be even busier. I'm not saying you can't do it, it's just this is the start of a trend at that point, which...
Vincent!
We already have
Vincent!
Yes.
Jim, so-
Aluhard is going to talk to the ship AI for this moment.
Yeah, so Vincent, you can come out and talk to Cinder first.
So we have more livestock, is what I'm to understand.
She just holds one of the
Wait.
smaller penguins off the top of the roof and like looks at him like, I found birds!
Wait, penguins can't fly. How did they get up there?
That's what I was wondering.
Also, wait, is this world like our
Is-
world where penguins only exist in the South Pole, or are they on both poles in this world?
I was about to say in his time working with animals in the north in the icy fields of the north, are penguins common there? Is this a thing he's seen before?
Give me a nature check.
Oh, probably
Does
not.
Cinder even know what these are? She's just like,
I don't know if
birds.
Cinder does know what these are, but they're
didn't want to
birds
bring up
with
the-
frills like you.
Oh,
This is pretty
actually,
good. Yeah, you know of penguins. Penguins are
Wait.
such an interesting and not Cinder. Cinder doesn't know what a penguin is. Cinder knows of a penguin. But the
No,
fake
no, you
penguins,
said they have frills like her.
yeah,
Oh, wait,
they do. They're blue, but they're blue.
She's gonna make
but,
assumptions,
yeah.
but go on.
With Vincent, penguins are an exotic enough creature that you occasionally see them at like animal markets. They don't live where you live, but they do occasionally live up here in the ice flats, and they do live on, in theory, the North Pole. Like, you aren't actually very near the North Pole of Jarviskjir. If you look at the planet, there's a really big sea in between. But there
Right.
are some penguins that live in this region. They're not incredibly common, but there's ice and water and fish, so like they can live. They're probably really eaten a lot by the ice serpents, now you think about it. So they probably actually went up here because it's like a safe place that an ice serpent can't get to. You don't know how they got up
We
there.
can use them as bait.
Ooh. No, these were sent by my boss. See, they've got frills.
So here's the
It's
thing.
not a bad
They-
idea, but
they won't die. They
are-
escape from ice serpents every day in the wild.
They are rather
Till they
like
don't.
reliant upon a certain habitat to survive. So if we start heading south, that might be a problem for them.
It's ice
Yeah.
as far as the eye can see southwards. There's like, it's all ice. What are you talking about?
I mean, until it's not anymore.
Oh. Yeah, you're
You
right.
could also use me as bait.
But it seems they escaped to the top somehow. These creatures, as
Wait.
far as I recall, don't fly. So I'm not sure how they got up there, but to get away from these ice worms that we're hunting.
So that's a good point. So if they're on top of the roof because they're trying to get away from something, and they're here because it's safe, but now they're on top of the roof, which means it's probably not safe anymore down there. She points down at the ice from the roof with one penguin like under her arm.
That's. Oh, what? Wait, hold on. They're back at Goldie.
Goldie, again, the automaton that runs the house, stuck, like trying to push through all of these people. Yes!
When did these penguins appear?
At some point between yesterday and today.
You didn't notice any sort of nest or anything up there, did you?
I think Cinder's still
do I
up
see a
there.
nest? Yeah,
No,
Cinder's still up there.
there are babies. You're carrying one of them.
She just slides it into the bag.
No!
No.
While the rest of the group is talking, Snow is just gonna head outside the tower onto like the ice flat.
Yeah.
And start like taking his axe and banging it on the ground.
Yeah. It seems that the area you're on, you aren't exactly in like a pure icy area yet. But if you dig, kind of like chunk at the snow a little bit, you either hit like permafrost or you do hit ice. It seems to be almost kind of pock marks of ice across the surface. And when you do hit ice, you hear it. It reverberates through. It's not like you crack it or anything. This is like thick, ancient ice. It's gonna be tough.
He would call up to the group that's on the balcony and be like, "Here, I'm gonna try to bring a serpent here."
Bye.
He's,
No,
well, then-
my babies.
No, we'll save them. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
If we're gonna use bait, use me. At least I can volunteer. Penguins
Well,
can't
no.
volunteer.
Here's the thing. I can teleport. So maybe use me as bait so that I can like poof away. That way you don't get eaten. Because if I get eaten, I'm just gonna poof.
Won't you like freeze to death though? Because you're gonna have to get near the water or the ice.
She just sticks a leg out over the side of the roof and it's flop.
Yeah, but then you're gonna get cold.
Well, do you have shoes that fit me?
No. I don't think there's any shoes built for rabbit feet.
I don't know. I've never tried to wear shoes.
I could always call Pearl. I can dismiss Pearl at the drop of a dime, so...
That could work.
Let me see if Cinder's got anything too that she can...
Also, I think clean feed stopped.
Yeah, it usually does when my internet shits to bed. That is something to fix later. Don't worry, it's not like I got penguin sound effects. I'm just being the penguin. I haven't got like a penguin documentary playing in the background, or that would have been pretty good in retrospect.
Penguins.
Penguin.
That's all I think
Because
about
I'm
Benedict
a-
Cumberbatch.
Because I forgot that I'm a ranger. Because...
That's what happens when you have multiple personalities in the same game.
So I have a primeval awareness and favorite enemy. So
Is the favorite
With
enemy
primeval-
penguins?
no, with the
Okay.
primeval awareness, would the serpents count as an aberration, celestial dragon, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead?
You have all of them?
Primeval awareness, you can do that. That's just anything. No, favorite enemy I just have as fae
I
and
thought
dragon.
primeval awareness you had to choose. It was only the one you knew about.
No, that's favorite enemy.
Hmm.
Favorite enemy, I have dragons and fae as her favorite enemy.
Yeah. I think this one is just the weak part is that it doesn't tell us where they are, just if there is one anywhere in within a mile of us.
Yeah. I mean, you sense things.
There are things there.
There are things, but also this is a world where, like, there are,
There could just be like an
small
elemental.
elementals and small aberrations. Like, it's the one for monstrosities that's always kind of tricky, because it's like, yeah, well, but a lot of things are monstrosities. But you sense things around, but nothing, no big danger alerts right now.
Okay. Right now, okay.
But Snow is continuing to walk into the icy bits further and further away at the edge of your vision.
Wait, hold
slamming
on.
the
What
ice.
is my favorite? I don't even know what my favorite terrain is. Hold on, because it's 6 miles of its favorite terrain.
I imagine it's not Penguin Land. I'm gonna guess.
It's not. It's mountain and forest. Never mind.
Yeah, like, I didn't think Cinder's favorite terrain was ice.
No.
Penguin Land.
Penguin Land.
Penguin Land. She loves Penguin Land. It is her favorite theme park right now.
I mean, that's business. That's a career you could start.
These creatures do go for a pretty good price on the market. They are exotic creatures.
Oh. You're not going to sell my new babies.
So your plan is to keep them and do what with them?
No, they're going to stay here unless my boss wants them. I don't know if we can do anything with penguins. He might be interested in a penguin. I don't know.
I think you can eat them.
You, in a moment when you blink, Vincent, like, you're looking up. Like, Cinder's still on the roof. You're looking up. We're having this whole conversation while Cinder's on the roof and you're on, like, the ground. You blink, and one of the larger penguins is just gone, and there's, like, a slight shimmer.
Where did the penguin go?
Do I see the shimmer?
Oh, yeah. You didn't feel it immediately, but you do realize, you know what happened.
Oh, yeah, I guess my boss wanted one.
I need a beer. I'm gonna get a drink.
I have wine.
No.
All right, this is a great place for a little breaky brew.
Cinder and Vincent's dynamic.
All right, we're gonna be back in a bit.
It's even more. I'll say it
Okay.
again.
I would like... Actually, before I do any shenanigans, AJ, you did say that Adelhard wanted to speak to Goldie. Do you still want to do that?
It depends on what the plan is. Are we still planning to fly with all those people plus the penguins?
Well, that seemed to be the plan, but now Snow has wandered off and is banging his axe or sword on the snow.
It's the axe.
Yeah.
It's like upside down. You just want.
Cinder is one. There is noticeably one less penguin, and then Cinder's also got a penguin in her arms, but she's like trying to shoo the other ones off the roof.
They don't want to jump off the roof because it's a roof and they're penguins. They cannot.
Okay, can Cinder like grab a few of them at a time and Misty step down? Or hop
Sure.
down rather?
Sure.
Okay.
You can start taking the penguins down. Can everyone give me perception checks?
Oh no. Okay.
Is that everyone? Okay. So, I mean, it makes sense that Snow does pretty good here, and Adelhard too. Like, Adelhard is like, what are these people doing? You know, it's that sort of situation. And you're looking around, Adelhard, and you look out, and you realize that Snow's been gone, and Snow is now pretty far away too. Like, Snow's been wandering off for a couple of minutes. Snow is like 200 feet away.
Oh, no.
And you kind of look over and you see like a dark shadow in the ice under him that seems to get a little brighter. Like you seem to notice steam kind of rising from the ice. And this is while like Cinder's like trying to wrangle penguins and some of them are like running away. Like there's a whole thing with penguins. And then Snow, you also, as you're traveling, you just kind of start to notice the steam coming around. Yeah, exactly. And you like stop and there's a under you in the ice.
He's gonna. He gets the axe ready, and then he just looks back and he's like, "Guys!"
And that's when the ice. And we're gonna switch to a battle map, and
Cinder just
do some
pauses with a
violence.
fucking penguin in her hands, like, alright, you going in the bag.
Oh, no.
Wait, don't creatures suffocate in bags?
Yeah,
It's like
creatures
there's
can't
no
breathe in
air.
bags of holding.
It's
just-
sad, it's sticking out, and the gecko's in there with it. He's fine, he's got a
Yeah, we
friend.
don't know why the gecko's fine, but the penguins, we don't know if they have the same level of immunity. This battle
Well,
map is
its
so
head
large,
is sticking out.
I can't have both the tower and Snow on screen at the same time. That's how far Snow wandered away. But I would like you to roll initiative rolls before I start describing what the shit has gone on.
Lord, this is gonna be fun.
You did this to yourself.
I know.
Also, like I said,
I was
she
hoping for
doesn't. She doesn't have the penguin fully shoved down in there. Its little head is sticking out.
I was expecting it to come up right under me, so that it's
Oh,
like
it
a cartoon where like my one leg is on each side of its jaw, and
Oh, that would
And
be pretty cool. No, these are creatures that seemingly have a slight penchant for the dramatic, because they do appear in front of you.
Yeah.
Rather
My
than
God,
anything
that's
else.
so many penguins.
Yeah, I put penguins on the battle map. They're on.
Yeah.
There's some penguins. Some penguins. Benedict Cumberbatch says penguins so weird, it's very hard to
Penguins.
duplicate.
What does he say?
Penguins.
Well, I can't do it. That's how weird it is.
It just goes like penguins.
Penguin.
Well, the Japanese word for penguins is one of my favorite things. It is penging. Penging.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I can't say that word, so I'm not saying it.
Adelhard will never interact with a penguin. It'll be redacted from Adelhard's whole story.
Or
Okay.
I just say it in German.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that.
What
Everyone
is
will
the
learn a
German
thing.
word for penguin?
It's penguin.
Penguin.
Oh, that doesn't bode well.
Okay. This creature bursts out of the ice that you've been making a bunch of noise on Snow. And it rises up and it looks pretty much like the picture described. It's a long serpentine thing that does appear to have scales like a snake, but it also has segments, like kind of a millipede. And its face kind of opens up into all the segments, and these crystals of energy kind of rise around it that typically are kind of glowing red, like it's dripping with hot water. It's how it tunnels through the ice. And it breaks out with a large hiss, steam and ice thrown everywhere, and it's going to it's going to try to eat you. I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
What's your AC right now, Snow?
15.
It's going to get you in its
Okay.
mouth.
No.
Oh no. Oh no.
Like it breaks out, leers over you, and then bites down. It's gonna be 31 piercing damage,
Yikes. Okay. That hurts.
plus
Oh no.
4 fire damage from the heat, and this is when it's got you in its mouth, and it can kind of like lift up, and you can be kind of standing over it barely as it's it's over you, and it has you grappled in its mouth.
I'm already visibly wounded.
Oh,
So,
no.
You guys see this, especially Adelhard, who was already looking and about to like tell everyone. The rest of you, we probably like turn over to see like Snow getting lifted up into the air like a snake about to eat an egg whole.
Oh no.
But Adelhard, you see the whole thing.
Okay, I am going to move. Oh god.
Hope you got some long range spells.
And then I'm just going to use my action to just charge. So damn it. 1. Okay, that's my movement.
Adelhard begins charging
Better.
through the
We're
snow.
good.
The penguins bark in fear. These are barking penguins. That's the breed. Vincent, you're trying to get all these penguins down on the ground, and Snow is getting eaten by an ice serpent.
How far away am I from Cinder?
So your tower is 3 stories tall, but they're elven stories, so it's like each one is 12 feet, so it's 36 feet up, roughly. Even it to 40, because there's also the tower doesn't sit flatly on the ground, so it'd be 40 feet up.
Okay, so I'm on the ground and she's on the roof.
Yeah. And this isn't like an accurate representation of the tower. I thought I had one, I don't. But this will just do for now.
I'm
Right.
curious where this is going.
Is your weapon magical?
Mine?
Yes. Does it strike
No.
with magic? No. Shit. Okay.
That would be a really clever move because of Hunter's Mark and stuff, because then it's all magic.
Right. That's what I was trying to. But I had to be able to touch her weapon.
You always do it
How
later.
difficult? How difficult would it be for me to climb up to her?
Even with good rolls, it would probably be your full turn to climb up, and that's with a really good roll. Because it's 40 feet.
Alright, I'm just gonna book it across the snow then.
Yeah.
I'll get down, don't worry.
The height of
Out
the
of my
towers aren't incredibly difficult to climb and dance around. There's some acrobats from that city for a reason, but
Oh, that's too far. Wait.
you were here. Wait. You were here.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, that's what I want to be. There. And as my free interact, I'll draw my shield.
Right. Snow.
Yeah.
Grappled by the beast.
At
And it's
first,
like-
I was like,
The mouth
Yeah.
is glowing red. Like, you can see down into
Oh,
its throat,
jeez.
and it's like almost like the tunnel from Coraline.
Yeah. At first I was like, oh, I got one, and then he's like, oh shit. like he realizes that this is not a good situation to be in. So he's gonna go, like, realizing that he's in danger. He's gonna go like, "Argh!" Just like he's gonna rage to get some extra help out here, which does give him advantage on strength checks, and he's gonna try to break free from this thing.
It's an athletics
So
check
it'll-
as your action.
Yeah. So.
That's enough.
Okay. Yeah. So he just like kind of like pops out onto the ground, I'm assuming. Does he land prone, or is he
No, you're
upright,
fine.
or-
It didn't like
Okay.
mecanically lift you up. You do a
Okay.
cool
And
superhero
so-
landing in the ice.
And he's then gonna book it. Because that
It'll
was
take an
action,
opportunity
so gonna-
attack,
Oh yeah, I think.
and if it hits, it could grapple you again.
Oh no.
You gonna take that gamble?
Hold on, let me think. Let me think. Is there anything else?
You're raging now, though, so...
I am raging, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it. Alright. So he just is gonna book it, so
So your AC is 15.
still 15, yep.
It gets a 40, I think. It's a
Oh.
14 or 13. Quick math.
Okay.
So you're good either way. Just like you
Okay.
just start running, and it's like after you.
He goes like, oh! Let's see, okay, that was 15.
Now you're doing the Monster
20.
Hunter like full book it run.
Yeah. It says 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55.
Yes!
Which is what I get when I'm
To be
raging.
fair,
And he's
of all the people to be so far out of position, Snow is
Yeah.
the best one to do it.
Right.
Yeah, and so he's running back, and he's like, and like Adelhard and Vincent probably see like a little bit of a genuine look of fear on his face. He's like, and yeah.
Shit, oh
that's
shit,
it.
oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah. That's it for him.
Cinder.
Cinder is going to Misty step off the roof as a bonus action.
Yep.
And get to
Which is funny because you only have like a 30-foot Misty Step, but you're like 36 feet up, so you just kind of like drop the rest, and it's not far enough to damage you, which is just cute.
yeah. She's gonna do that, and then she's going to. She's gonna move right there. And then she's just gonna dash up to where Vincent is.
Everyone else in the snow, facing down the beast.
Yep. Because the beast is just out of range for her longbow to be not disadvantage.
This is when a whole bunch of Northmen start spilling out of the tower, like, oh shit! We got one!
The clown car.
The clown car!
It's on, boys!
Yeah,
I'm sure Goldie is happy the Northmen are finally out of the tower.
there is like a sigh of relief.
One of them like probably like pissed in the corner or something.
You ain't got a bathroom!
Oh!
Do we not have a bathroom?
Maybe, I don't know.
We have to stop for potty breaks.
Elves don't really think about that kind of thing because they don't go very often. They don't think about a kobold's small little
Just
bladder.
lean over the edge, you know.
Alright, Peep, speaking of.
Well, because I checked the measurements, I can't reach with the gate, so it's just gonna be a case of dashing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just a little pair of feet running across the snow. And that's pretty much it. That's all I can really do.
The gnome paladin is just gonna bustle out with some of his men and be like, "Piss and vinegar, men. Okay, we're doing it." And he's gonna maybe do something. Though range is a thing I have to think about. He may. He probably can't do this. Yeah, he's gonna have to. He's gonna have to just run for now. Okay. Now we have the monster. Oh, baby.
Oh no.
What?
Never mind. Nothing. I'm not gonna say it because then you'll do it.
The monster snapping his jaws after Snow will kind of coil around and up, still kind of steaming at this point, but then with the kind of the fiery glow of it that you can almost see through the slightly transparent sections of its throat, kind of cools down, and it now sees a whole lot of prey. Like, you're running from it, Snow, and you can look, and you realize it's not running after you anymore. It's like scuttling across the snow, like at the rest of them.
He looks over his shoulder, he's like, oh!
Alan!
So I am going to use my... I'm going to cast Hex on it because it is within 90 feet range, and I will affect its strength score.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to move over here. And that's my turn.
Vincian.
I'm going to, as I'm running past Cinder there, I'm going to reach out and touch her bow and cast a magic weapon on it as my bonus action. And so it just starts to glow with this silver sheen. And then as he's moving forward still, so
She's just like, woohoo!
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He'll draw his sword as his interact and run and dash with his action. 15, 20, 25, 30. That's my turn.
Snow.
Yeah, Snow is gonna see that now that Vincent is here, he sees that it is charging towards like everyone else. He's gonna like turn and start running at it again, and like just try to like he turns and he goes just leaps in the air at it, like right here, and will try to slash at it.
Okay.
Just a normal attack. Here we go. Let's see if I can hit it.
That's a hit. Absolutely.
Okay.
It doesn't seem resistant to, mundane weapons or anything. The strike cuts into it, though it's just massive. And the chitin is tough.
Alright, and another swing as he starts to try and hack it down. Ooh.
Yeah. That's like one of the second swing. It's like the spidery kind of, nondescript bug limbs just kind of like at you as you're trying to swing and you kind of get thrown off course.
Okay. Yeah, and so now he was kind of like panicky before. He's like, yes, we can get it.
Cinder.
So what does magic weapon do again?
It gives your weapon a +1 to attack and damage rolls.
All right.
And it makes it magical for overcoming resistances and things.
I'm just gonna mentally add the +1 because I don't know how to modify it on my sheet.
It's just it's pretty easy to do, but then you'd have to undo it. So.
Yeah, I'll forget to undo it. She's gonna cast Hunter's Mark, and then she is going to pew it from where she's at for now.
Mhm.
So 22, 16.
16, both hit. The 16 is definitely one of those ones where it's like almost like a glancing hit, but then you see the magic, like silver glinting on the arrows right now, kind of like arc it back down with the little extra bonus.
So does that, 8, 7, 4, and 2 as the damage.
Oh, you're not gonna add them up, you're just gonna say them? Okay.
Oh, hold on.
I thought that's what you were doing! That was right. Oh, it's too late now, I'm doing them separately. Okay, nice. I mean, the great hits against the beast. Great strikes.
And then she's gonna move not in fireball formation.
I wonder if there's a good ice serpent track on here. The Northmen are gonna ready their bows. And they're gonna take some shots. And this is gonna be like the ones they did at Peep, where it's the up and over. You know, the proper wartime longbow launching. And they hit a couple. There's a couple of hits in there. It's not great, but like the some of the arrows just kind of snap and bounce off, but a couple of them lodge into the creature. And it does kind of flinch at all. Like all of these strikes, it like hunkers down, and some of the kind of chitinous plates on it, they move almost like a mech, kind of like to almost cover it. It's a very weird sort of alien way they shift and change, and they start to glow red again as it kind of starts to rev up its body heat. Peep.
Peep is gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I should be in range now. Double check. Oh yeah. I am gonna hit it with 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Oh, you were probably in range for Eldritch Blast at the start of the fight.
No, I checked. I was like 100. I was like 200 feet away. So I didn't need to
I
run.
mean, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So,
But it got closer.
This is the creature. Yeah, cool. So I get advantage on this because pack tactics. Eldritch Blast. And Eldritch Blast.
You strike it with bolts of flame, but exactly as its kind of crystalline shards on its scales are glowing with heat, and they just glance right off, creating little buffets of steam.
I got it once.
Good job, Pete.
Yay!
Keep at it. It's the paladin too.
Oh, he's gonna do a thing. You best
paladin, what
believe it.
Yeah.
He's going to sing the best song in the world.
He's gonna sing the song of his people.
He is going to cast Bless on Cinder, Adelhard, and Peep, and himself. He's
Cinder's
gonna...
rolls right now are so
Yeah! He's gonna sort of rush up and he's gonna raise the hammer, and the ruby like glints kind of almost horizontally, this bright flash of light. And he is gonna say something out in Gnomish that's very much it's almost like a promise to the gods. It sounds very dramatic. And then we have the monster, who is going to twist their body around and snap at Snow, and you better believe they're gonna hit.
Oh no.
And
They
it's gonna
start
be a
raging now.
showtime bout. Yeah, the piercing damage will be halved. It's pretty low. It's going to be 22 piercing damage, so you half that to 11. So you can just kind of grin and bear that. And it's also going to be 6 fire damage alongside that.
Okay. Alright, I'm still up.
And at this point, you feel like like it seemed maybe it used a lot of the fire heat getting out of the ice. At this point, you can feel like palpable waves of heat coming off of it, like you have with some other creatures you fought before at this point. And the fact that it's melting the snow around as well means that basically there's this aura of just burning steam around it that's going to be very dangerous to get close to. And it knows that, like it's almost controlling it.
Does it grapple me again?
You better believe it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's on disadvantage from the hex for the grapple.
It doesn't have to roll
gotcha.
for it, but it'll.
Oh, okay.
It
Oh,
did.
it's like a check. Yeah.
But yeah, creature grapples where it's just like an attack. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah.
But it's not like as confident as a grapple as before. It's like it's got your leg maybe. It's kind of like trying to drag it in, and its like spine legs are like into the snow. And it's like trying to pull back a little bit. But it's also bitten into the snow. Haha. Adelhard.
I am going to move here. And wait. Okay, I am going to try and cast Ray of Frost at it. I just want to see what it does if it hits.
It
Is
appears
that
to be a hit, but
Alright.
despite a perfect aim, as it gets close to the aura of steam around a creature, that just fizzles away.
Oh, okay.
A hit, but ineffective.
Alright.
Vincent, the magic is not working. Snow is taking it on, but it's also biting at Snow.
Vincent's going to charge at it, and it's going to attack it twice with its long sword.
Okay. The first one is going to be a miss. The second one is going to be a hit, and it strikes true. True enough that you are exposed to the hot steam, and you're going to take 7 fire damage. But
Okay.
it also takes the 10.
I will smite in that as well.
Yeah. Okay. This
Just
might
a
change
level 1 smite.
what it wants to do. Oh yeah. Yeah,
and,
that does.
As my bonus action, I will use my Inspiring Smite and give Snow a little bit of temporary HP
Okay. Okay.
How much is?
with my Chain of Divinity.
Oh, is it a roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
You get 16 temporary HP. I give it all to you.
Oh, let's
Okay.
go.
Yeah.
That's probably it. That's at least one more hit, probably.
Yeah, as a barbarian. All right. So Snow,
yeah.
it's your turn.
Yeah.
Thing has you by the leg, trying to pull you
I have-
into its mouth.
I have a question. Looking down into its mouth, what does it look like?
It looks like the corridor in Coraline. It's like this twisting, seemingly continuous. And that's at this point just hot red,
Okay.
just orifice down into it.
So it doesn't look like throwing a fireball into its throat would hurt it.
You already saw Peep's fireballs not do anything. Peep's
Okay.
breath didn't do anything.
Because I was like, I have a really bad
Cool idea.
Maybe
Might
for a
not
different
work.
creature.
Yeah. You wanted to do that for the other guy too. You just really want to make people eat fireballs.
Well, I wasn't gonna do that to like a sentient humanoid, but a monster like this, But yeah, seeing as it is literally fiery, instead I think Snow would I have disadvantage if I just attack at it?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh. I think Snow is just going to hack at it anyways. I'm gonna reckless attack and just go all in on the offensive because I can probably take one more hit.
Reckless.
Unless it
It's gonna be
swallows
like
me.
Thingy, God of War, when
Yeah.
fucking Thingy Kratos gets grabbed by the dragon, Thingy's
Yeah.
stuck in its mouth.
Yeah, he's just his leg is in its mouth, but he just goes "Argh!" and just starts hacking at its face.
This is a very Kratos new God of War moment. It really is.
Yeah. So I'll reckless attack to make it even, and then
Okay,
here's the first one.
that's a hit.
And
You are gonna
yeah.
take 9 fire damage,
Ooh, I forgot about
but
that part though.
you are dealing more,
Yeah, I'm doing it again.
and that's another hit where you're gonna take 6. So
okay.
each strike is burning you, and it's like kind of flinching, and these large kind of almost mantis-like eyes kind of, at this point you're almost scraping one of them with the axe.
Okay.
It's flinching and twisting but still trying to eat you, it seems.
I have I think one potion of I have one potion of healing. Which I guess is the one we just got. Because we didn't just get
That's
some.
true, you just bought some.
Yeah, I think that's the only one I have because I use the other ones. Would I be able to do that with a bonus action?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do it now because that will probably make a difference here. So, okay, let's see. So it's just 2d4 plus 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that.
Oh, then you
probably
got
buys me
graters from the new guy.
Oh, was it? It was.
Yeah, these are
greater?
graters. So if you want to use
Oh,
that,
shit.
it'd be 4d4 plus 4 instead.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna use one of those here because otherwise I might go down and get swallowed by it. Okay. Yeah. There. So there. 44. Okay. And yeah, that's it for me.
Cinder.
So bless is a D4, right?
Plus d4 to attacks and saves.
Okay, I just wanted to
Rolls.
remember. It's not moved, so she's not gonna move. She's gonna do what she did last time. She still has Hunter's Mark up, so she's gonna fire at it twice. How long does magic weapon last?
I think it's like a minute at least. Might be an hour.
So it's still up. Okay. 10.
10 is a miss.
22.
21 is a hit. 22 is a hit as well.
And then 7.
So magic weapon isn't on. Zach's muted, but magic weapon isn't on, basing on that Constitution save.
Yeah, it is. That doesn't have my aura in it, so I get +2. So it is actually still just barely in.
So 8 from just the base shot, and then Hunter's Mark is an extra 2.
Okay. That extra hit, when you do get that good one, it's enough to make the creature flinch, and it retracts its jaws and mandibles from snow, kind of almost curling up a little bit, coiling into almost an S shape.
She's just gonna yell, "I didn't say you could eat the big spooky man, Mr. Bogfish."
It's like Cinder's from like a kid's show. Cinder's gonna teach me how to spell, but Cinder doesn't know the word they're spelling.
It's gonna teach you how to spell, but it's all in Sylvan, so it's just a bunch of like mind-breaking noises.
The Northman got a crit.
Let's go.
Yeah, they're gonna do some damage. Kinda. Kinda. Arrows plink down, one of them kind of sinks into the other eye, so both its eyes are now pretty severely damaged. You see it kind of twist its head, and it kind of feel out the ground. Peep.
Peep is gonna move to this way. 10, 20, 30. And then, so when I hit it with Eldritch Blast before, I know one of them didn't hit, but did the other one that hit look like it do any damage?
It didn't seem to do anything. It didn't really react.
I guess it's just time to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I thought you were gonna say time to die, and I'm like, wow.
Time to
no.
die. That's it. All right. Peep.
Peep just dies like a lemming doing a self-destruct button.
It's like fucking when someone hits like the kill command in Gmod, just the beep beep,
Oh,
just
yeah.
falls over.
I mean, that's still the funniest joke in Team Fortress 2. Killbind. Never gets old.
That's pretty much everything.
No, I'm gonna charge as well. The Ice Serpent kind of coils back. It's been struck in both eyes. One has the multiple slashes from Snow's magical axe. The other one has an arrow. And kind of feels out the ground, and then it kind of seems to push a lot of the heat radiating out of it downwards and starts to burrow underground. And it does leave a really big tunnel, but swiftly becomes kind of just a shadow under the snow.
Do you get opportunity attacks, or is it a special thing?
I would say you do at disadvantage for Snow and Vincent, because this isn't instant. It is it has to do some effort to burrow down, and then it burrows down a good ways.
Okay, I'll take the swing at it.
So Zach, opportunity at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Roger.
Sorry.
And you see it travel stage north under the ice to the areas of ice that are covered by snow. So you can't see under it anymore. Vincent, yours hits. So you do some really, really big damage to it. And all the Northmen are like, because like you can feel the ground shaking and like the snow being disturbed, but you just can't see it anymore.
Is it like under me now?
Maybe. Adelhard. You just hear it. Like ice melting in a great number.
Can I delay my action until it surfaces?
You have to kind of have a trigger, so you can prepare an attack if you see a thing. You can't just save an action for later.
Oh, okay. I'm going to just move a little now. Okay, that's gonna leave it there for the turn.
Vincent.
Vincent is going to utter a prayer into his shield, and it starts to glow, and he is just preparing a guiding bolt as soon as the creature pops its head up out of the ice.
Snow.
Snow will run back a little bit more. And he'll pull out one of his javelins, and also prepare an attack with his javelin.
Okay. Cinder.
Cinder is going to... She's gonna try and move... I think I might have to dash to do this. Hold on.
Back to the penguins! Quick!
Well...
It's not the worst idea in the world.
Well, no, she has an idea, is my thought. Okay, so she is going to... She's gonna move. She's gonna dash back up to the steps of the
Yeah, the front of the
tower.
house. Yeah.
And then... I can't get onto them because of the boots, so I'm just gonna put it, like, right here. But then... She's gonna Misty Step up as high as she can get, so that's 30 feet. So she's gonna Misty Step up to like, she can't get onto the roof, but she's gonna try and get as close as she can.
You can give me an acrobatics check. So there's two ways you could do this, technically. I had a thinking that if you were doing a run-up, which you were, you could do a jump, mechanically, just a jump and then Misty Step midair. Which would get
well
you
then
up
she'll
there.
do that.
I'm thinking. That seems very of a Cinder thing to be able to do.
It is. She wants to get up there so she can have a line of sight in the general area to see where it is.
Penguins.
Well, penguins are a secondary thought, so acrobatics check.
No, you won't need it. You could just do that jump.
Oh, okay. Alright. That's not... Is that a...
I mean, what is Misty Step? Is that an action or bonus action for you?
It's a bonus action. Never mind, so I'm done. That's it.
Alright.
Sorry, I was trying to like math lady in my head right now.
Oh no, the Northmen are gonna kind of scatter a little bit. They don't really know what's going on. A couple are gonna run inside and they're gonna hide. Pete. They know it's coming this way, they just don't know where.
6, and then probably just dash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay. Gnome is just gonna like... He's gonna spend this turn like putting equipment away and pulling out a crossbow and like kind of almost setting up a bit of a position with it. Like setting it in the snow. That's when you have the cracking of the ice and snow underneath. And it's going to burst out of the snow right under these two Northmen and just both of them into its mouth, and it
Oh no.
visibly, like, and you kind of see them struggle through the slightly translucent part in its throat, but they are then basically boiled alive in there, and it seems visibly recovered doing that. Regaining quite a bit of strength.
Or our prepared
If
attacks,
your
right?
prepared actions were still in range, yes.
Yeah. I will have disadvantage on my javelin, but
I don't know about Vincent's range on Guiding Bolt.
I think it's 120 feet. Let me look.
It is.
That'd be a miss anyway.
yeah.
Yeah, it's 120 feet.
Oh, look at that,
is it in
115. Ooh, yeah.
It's just
Look at that.
range.
Look at that.
All right.
Sorry.
The monster.
I miss anyway. That's
don't
not
hit
where
a
I expected
penguin.
it at all.
It was just the creature spends most of its turn just chomping and swallowing, and it kind of spits out like one of their swords
Jeez.
to the ground. Can't eat that. They get an upset tummy. That'll hard.
Damn it. Stupid ruler. 1, 2, 3, and I would like to shoot at it with the hand crossbow.
Giant lizard versus lizard bug. Little crossbow. You hit!
Hit! And
does
it
Hex
gets
do
the
bonus
extra
damage?
D6.
Yeah.
Yes, it gets necrotic. 1d6 necrotic.
Hey!
It's something.
It's something.
It's okay.
I mean, you've shot a hand crossbow at a giant ice serpent. That's still something.
Oh, I didn't expect much.
Yeah. Alright, Vincent.
I am moving.
Now, I just realized with this ability of it can heal health by eating things. There's a lot of penguins up there.
No.
Oh, I could heal a lot if it went through those penguins. We would have to climb up, which would be a process. But that would be a lot of healing.
There we go. That's my whole turn.
He's the Chekhov's gun of the penguins on the roof.
Chekhov's penguins.
So, well, now that's the name of the penguin you're keeping.
Okay. I'm like, what if I throw Peep at it? No, I don't think Peep wants to be thrown at the thing necessarily. Because I was like, I can't make it there. I can't really make it into attack range. No, I think I'm just gonna dash at it. I'm not gonna do that without Peep asking to be thrown at the thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Because
8.
here's the thing, it would be terrible if Peep didn't ask and Peep dies. If you throw Peep at the thing and Peep didn't ask and it gets just oh. Like that's very bad for you.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about the plans of the Peep missile in the future. Because I feel like it can work, but maybe not. Maybe not without any warning.
The kobold cannon.
And I don't think I can
Yeah.
throw anyone else that far. So 1, 2. So I'm gonna dash 3, 4, 5, 6. I can make it all the way up there.
You want raging
And-
anymore, right? I'd imagine.
No, I'm not, but I still have enough movement with dashing, luckily, because of my elk stuff. But I'm not. Actually, you know what? I am going to rage again, though. Because I think it might attack me. So I'm going to burn another rage. Yeah.
What would make you think that?
Cinder, you don't really have a height advantage on it because it's so tall. But you do have sight of it, clearly.
Okay.
As it's crunching up the armor of the Northmen it's eaten.
How tall is it?
I mean, I would say It's a centipede thing, so it could be however tall it wants to be. All it depends is the mood and the shoes, maybe. But right now, it's like a good 26 feet, kind of to top. But it's constantly moving and shifting, and sometimes higher. Sometimes the back is higher, and the head as well, undulating.
My
Yo,
sheet's
is
all
that thing
fucked
wearing
up.
Jordans?
Hold on. My sheet's like not letting me open things. We're gonna work now? There we go. Okay. She is going to pew pew again. That doesn't hit. Oh,
That
wait,
hits.
I have Bless. Hold on. Oh, well, Bless wouldn't fix that.
Bless
That's an
wouldn't
18.
fix that level of mistake. Yeah, the 18 hits.
18 with that, and which is 6, and then
Oh, that's true. Magical weapon. Okay. Great. Is that everything?
Yeah, she's like, she can't really do anything.
She's having a little
else.
nap up there.
She really can't do anything else. Yeah.
Pete.
Sorry, I'm sleepy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's so close.
This is why you need to be an elk barbarian, I guess. The gnome is going to mutter a gnomish kind of a prayer. The tip of their arrow is going to glow, and they're going to shoot at the thing. And they're not going to hit. So it's not that cool in practice. And the ice serpent, while its eyes are struck, you can kind of it's clearly feeling vibrations, and it's kind of clicking and feeling what's going on. It does twist and move a little bit around Snow, and is going to make one attack against you.
Okay.
Which is going to hit.
Okay.
Kind of expecting it not to, but here it is.
I should be able
That's
to take
going to be
this hit.
24 piercing,
Okay.
plus 7 fire, and it doesn't grapple you.
Okay. That's
And
too
then
low.
it's going to start burrowing underground again. No, it's just going to go by foot. It's just going to opportunity attack and then start crawling around the building. So you could just
I'm gonna smack
opportunity
at
attack.
it, yeah. Yep, I'll smack at it. I'll try. Oh, it would have the rage damage shoot if it hit. No,
That's
it doesn't.
fine.
Never mind.
Doesn't hit anyway. Edelhard!
I will move. Should be in range. And I'm just going to shoot it with the crossbow again.
That's it?
That's it? Okay. And then the
Necrotic damage.
necrotic.
More than 1 damage.
We shall see. It's 3.
3. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's adding up. The strikes are continually weakening it. Some of the strength it gained from eating those 2 Northmen is starting to wane. But now it does really seem, you can see some of its feelers coming out. It looks like it's either trying to get behind or maybe will try and climb up the tower.
That is it for that.
Vincent.
I am moving up 60 feet.
Like, we're just like huffing it around the battlefield.
Well, what's lucky is that this guy isn't faster than you. He
Yeah.
can burrow, and that's about it. Like, This isn't like you're chasing something that can move faster. It's got the same problem as you have.
That's my turn.
It sees snacks, but the snacks are in the far away aisle.
So, I know that mechanically. So this thing is very long, but mechanically, is it still huge size?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
There is kind of like a tail near you. It's whipping around too much to get.
Okay. I was gonna see if I could jump on the tail, like try to grapple it by the tail.
You can. You just got to move to it.
Okay. Yeah. So I was just gonna like seeing that it might be intending to climb the tower.
And it has
or something.
disadvantage on strength. So.
Yeah, he's just going to charge and like try to jump on the tail and like sink his feet into the ground, into the snow. Like he's basically just gonna try to hold it in place.
All right,
So
give me the strength. You probably have advantage from rage.
I do.
From
Yeah.
range. The game.
That's not great.
Well, it has disadvantage.
It does, yeah.
So it gets a 15. So you do grab it. You grab the tail, sink your feet into the ice and snow. It's like trying to pull and trying to clamber up. And it's like and hissing.
And in case this matters too, I do have the extra bonus for like just the pure weight of it, you know.
Oh yeah.
And he's just gonna, you know, I guess that would replace the one attack. Can he use his other attacks, or that take both? I don't know. It's up to you.
The way it works in Raw is that a grapple is a single one of your attacks. So you can
he's
then
gonna
attack with advantage.
Yeah, and kind of a little awkward, like he's like holding it with one arm, and it's like smack its tail. Okay, yeah, I will make an attack then.
Hey!
Okay, and then
hack at
other
it.
than that,
That's when you realize the tail also
no.
has a mouth. And you're kind of holding on to it. And
Why are you like this?
You are going to take some heat damage, 6 fire damage. I'm not like it, he's like it. There's a reason why they're hunting
I'm
this
doing
thing.
fine.
It ain't
Snow's
right.
not looking so hot, but he's holding it. Okay.
Yeah, you're still holding onto the thing. It's still grappled by you, trying to get away as you're holding onto its tail, and the mouth on the tail is like ow, 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 at you.
Oh god. So it's like, oh, what is this?
Cinder.
Cinder sees it trying to climb the tower, and she's like, "Oh no! Shit!" she like looks around. She looks at the penguins.
One of the penguins just looks at you. One of the other ones falls over.
She's gonna she's gonna one, 2, 3, 4, 5. She just kick that penguin out of the way. And then she's gonna like gently with her foot just
to be in the right like archer position. Yeah, I mean it's fine. Legolas would do it too if he saw a baby penguin in the way. Don't tell me he wouldn't. He would.
She just scoops it up with her foot and like with a hacky sack, like just pops it onto her. Just, like pops it onto her shoulder. And
Save
like,
the penguins.
Yeah.
That one goes into her bag later too. She's hoarding penguins.
They're free.
Free penguins. No one said she couldn't have them, except for Adelhard, and he's not her dad.
That we know of.
Now we know, yeah.
That's a hit.
24.
Yeah.
And then with the hunter's mark, so 11. And then 14. Oh, wait, I got blessed. Hold on.
You got bless.
Hold on, I need the thingy. D4. 17.
17
No,
hits. 18 hits.
18.
More.
18. Okay. 10
Ooh.
plus 16.
Okay, yeah.
These are my chicken nuggets.
The Feywild has a concept of chicken nuggets at this point. Somehow. There's just a single McDonald's in the Feywild.
Doesn't know what a chicken nugget is. I feel like the jester would be the one to make a McDonald's.
That's
though.
true. If anyone in Jarviskjir, I have a different setting where like you can look at Earth from that setting. In my science horny anime cyberpunk setting, like Earth is canonically existent. There's some artifacts from Earth in there and vice versa. But in Jarviskjir, it's not true. The Jester, however, would like be watching Frasier or something. You know, the Jester is not beholden to the laws of the universe.
I love her so much.
She would be she'd make a combination Taco Bell Pizza Hut in her court for like a day.
5
Can't
minutes.
have Pizza the Hut.
All right, Peep, you're near the monster. It's struggling. It's slowing down. These magical arrows striking it over and over.
10, 20, 30. I have to dash to get in range.
I'm holding
Stop.
it, don't worry. I might not be holding it much longer, though.
It might be holding you.
It might be holding me in its mouth.
Oh, that's all I can do.
Gnome gonna shoot, and still gonna miss. And he just swears. He's still trying. There's a lot of people in the way, to be fair.
Yeah.
So it's going to start off by doing a counter grapple release check.
Okay.
So it's gonna try. It's actually just easier for it to try and eat you at this point. It's actually just gonna like twist around and bite you with its head mouth.
I think that's very fair. Will it have disadvantage because the grapple?
It will have disadvantage.
Okay.
Which knocks the points down by 6, and I'm doing the quick math. Yeah, it doesn't hit. It like tries to like twist around and also tries to eat you with its tail mouth. It's trying. It's really trying, but it can't get away. Hissing and pulling and bleeding red-hot nuclear goo into the snow. Adelhard.
Same as last time. Attack with the crossbow.
You're lucky you're not really aiming near the penguins. Oh, it did! Well, the first one was a hit.
Yeah.
So we'll take the first one.
You know
Adalhard's just over here like machine gunning it.
I was gonna say,
just like a freaking like fan the hammer.
50 times!
We need to get Adelhard a machine gun hand crossbow so that it's canonical.
You just see just before they take the shot, Adelhard just like Biggie smoking 12 cigars to build up that eye.
I don't
It's
know.
fine,
I
you can't-
rolled
you-
50 times. It didn't do it.
It's
It's
fine,
just
it's whatever.
funny.
It might be your browser interacting with Roll20.
Yeah.
But
I've had
the first results were hits and high damage, and you have your extra necrotic to do.
Yes.
Okay. Really, really big. Creature's still alive, but barely. It's still struggling. It's still trying to eat snow, but not quite getting there. Vincent.
I am going to. I like to imagine that Snow has got like sort of a squat position. He's got a knee sticking out. So Vince is going to take off running and to like plant off of that knee and jump and stab his sword into the creature and slide down it.
Don't get a 1.
I want him to succeed, but part of me wants him to not because Ollie seems like he's got gremlin mode going on.
I'm just saying, it's easy.
Do you want an athletics check first or just the attack roll?
Just the attack. It's rule of cool. It's too big for that to really affect too much, but it is a hit.
Okay. And then he'll swing again.
Oof.
There's the 1.
I mean, I gotta. You launch at it, you plant off, you stab into the belly and start sliding down, and you're like, aha! And that's when the head just, and just kind of just pulls Vincent into its belly.
Oh no!
Guys!
And then you see, because it's translucent throat, so you see him getting Augustus glooped again.
Little help here.
Okay.
Snow, you are up next.
So Vincent just
Up in fucking hole.
So Vincent like dove up, like stabbed it, and then as he fell, it just went whoop. Like
Yeah.
that. Okay. Well,
Will
Snow
he
is
fall out the hole
I
though?
love it. I love it.
Snow is like he's like like he was not prepared for this. And he's just gonna like I guess he's just gonna like holding it and just like trying to hack even harder. He's like, don't worry, don't worry, Vincent. Just like trying to hack it to kill it.
It's like the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 2 where they're all
It is like the beginning of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
You know what though? I just realized
I 100% just Drax this.
You did.
down from the fire if he does this. So there's no real way to like avoid the spewing
Ranged attacks.
shit. Okay. Is there any way instead that I can try to like I kind of doubt this, but that I can try to like wrestle it down so that its mouth is on the ground, its front mouth?
What you could potentially do, if you roll really well, is swing the serpent into the tower.
The tower.
Or the rock, but the tower is probably tougher than the rock.
The tower's closer to, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use like both my attacks if necessary to try and like spin it around and slam it into the
It's an athletics check.
It's like Super Mario 64 with Bowser, you know?
Am I gonna have to make a dex save?
Depends what the roll is.
So,
We don't want to see
what is
another
it?
one.
Athletics, you said?
Athletics.
Okay.
Once you go in the mouth. Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah. The creature had 2 HP left, so I'm gonna say this is the kill. This is the Super Mario 64. You start spinning, holding onto its tail, and just slam it into the side of the Elven Tower. The whole tower just.
Oh no.
And all the penguins are like.
Good for the foundation.
And the penguins start running back and forth in fear.
Cinder starts scrambling and grabs them.
The ice serpent, the force causes the ice serpent's stomach to contract, so Vincent is launched out, like it's just been Heimlich maneuvered. Yeah. So Vincent is launched into the snow, and as the thing is just kind of flattened against the surface, it lets out like a, and then just it dies in your hands.
I'm tucking into my shield Captain America side.
Yeah! Sure. You can try and make this cool.
Snow just collapses into the snow. He's like,
Yeah!
That's a 15. I'll take it.
Yeah.
yeah, the aura, yeah.
Actually, that's a 17. I get +4 with the shield and the aura.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a little break.
Yeah, that works.
Woo!
beast is defeated. Everyone lived, aside from 2 Northmen who got eaten. Not everyone lived, I guess. 2 NPCs got eaten, but you had like 7 of them, so I mean, it's not that bad.
The penguins survived.
All of the penguins survived.
Yeah, I guess I would see like Snowby collecting himself and then looking at the gnome to see if the gnome is satisfied with the hunt.
Yeah, the gnome kind of gets up and will go over to the creature that's like still like cooling down. You can kind of like hear the energy from it cooling down. These kind of like crystalline growths on its insectoid body, but it also has the lizard scales as well. It's a real hybrid. And it nods in approval. It kind of looks around like, no, this is very well done. I think we'll try and take some of the body back with us, but first I imagine we'll have to look for your marauders.
Mm-hmm.
Please, yeah.
Yes, whatever you can do to help us direct us towards the spot that your companion thinks they may be.
Well, we can show you to the spot. We just have to get the word from... And he just looks to the belly of the serpent. And he gave us a rough direction, I suppose.
Oh, no.
And we can join you if it does come to fights. You'll have reinforcements if this flying vehicle can get us there fast enough.
Hopefully it won't come to fighting.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to do anything with the weird monster body?
I feel like we let them have it because that's kind of like
Yeah,
their
they're
thing,
gonna
right?
leave it here and come back because they
Yeah.
want to come with you now. Maybe they need like
Yeah.
one person to start, getting things ready. But,
Yeah, I don't think we necessarily need anything from it, so.
it's definitely a Monster Hunter thing where you could definitely make a lot of cool stuff out of it if you thought about it, but who knows? Maybe you'll get one as a gift if you eventually end up back in their hometown in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to take off and start heading towards the old fishing hole.
Yeah, let's head in that direction.
Okay.
Is there enough time on the trek to get a short rest in?
A short rest,
Or-
absolutely. Yeah, not a
Okay.
long rest, but you can do a short rest between trips.
Use a short rest. And we've
Yeah.
had a few rests since the fire giant thing, right? So we would have them all back, all our hit dice.
Yeah, it's been like
Okay.
6 days. It's been a fairly long time D&D campaign with a flying vehicle time.
Okay, then I'm gonna roll I think all my hit dice. Unless I get really lucky.
And if there's anything you want to do during the rest, do let me know.
Yeah, the hub will talk to Goldie for the moment.
Yes, and this, you're doing this rest bit after the tower kind of takes off. The Northmen and the gnome are kind of like looking at they're like looking over at the windows and balcony because it is taking off and flying, which is a lot. It's not normal. And you can speak to Goldie. Goldie is this automaton with bits of gold in its armor. It kind of looks like a bit of a police robot. It kind of has the kind of almost a bit of a look of an old-time Bobby, a little bit. All this clockwork gears and stuff as well, but there's just a bit to him. Like you have the occasional clockwork contraption in your homeland. This is more than that. It's hard to explain how.
Yeah.
But you can speak to them if you want.
He's just going to ask them, what can you tell me about this tower and how much he looks up to where the Northmen are to the balcony. Weight can it carry before it lists?
This individual tower has not been tested for weight limits.
Great!
It did seem that with the additional organic weight on the roof, that taking off would have been difficult. I imagine the penguins have probably been... Some of them were freed, some of them are still with Cinder, but they're not on the roof, at least.
You don't know where they are.
Who knows? But there's enough for taking off.
One flew over the penguin's nest.
When you kind of don't expect more answers, but Goldie will. There's kind of like a click whir, and they will speak up again. It was said by this tower's designer that upgrades could be given, such as a more stable, and space for more heavy goods.
He gives a nod and just walks off. He got what he wanted.
Fair enough.
Does it seem like that the town is kind of leaning one
It
direction?
seems fine! It seems fine.
Okay.
It flies, so they don't... These towers... The only time they fly, like, with momentum affecting them is when they're going for heavy turbulence or really, really fast. When they're flying at regular speed, it's fully erect.
So the
Straight
weight
up.
does not seem to be a
The
thing.
weight currently doesn't seem to be an issue, but
Alright.
you know, you're probably getting close to pushing it, especially if there were two more Northmen in full armor. There's more space. That's the issue with that. But yeah, it does have a theoretical weight limit, but this is like ancient celestial technology. The flight isn't clockwork. The flight is ancient Sun Elf stuff. The thing that's clockwork is Goldie flying it, because in Hythundral, there's one controller for everything. Although they can be separated, it's seemingly one controller for everything with a couple of independent towers. Goldie is the independence, so Goldie makes it fly where you want it to. Okay. You start flying. The tower goes off across the ice flats during the sun day. Day is usually how you describe it. I don't know where I was going to go with during the sun. But the whole sort of south area is ice. And there's snow on some of it, but some of it is just ice. The deep blue, like glacial ice. That is often hard to look at with the sun straight up. And the sun is up. There's no like real snow today. It's actually fairly hot for this part of the world, but still pretty cold. After a little bit of flight, enough time for you to take your short rests, there is a camp that appears on the edge of the ice. It has palisades of wood, made of, logs, and even actually the occasional large chunk of like ice and snow that's been compacted. But mostly wood, and there's not that many trees around here, so it seems like it's mostly been brought in from other places. There's only a few tents. There's not a huge amount of tents, but there is enough. And a building, a small log cabin that either was there before or after. While it's fortified, it doesn't seem like it's been here for too long. There is a little watchtower as well, with a light in it, and there's less palisades. So there's breaks in the palisades pretty evenly. It's not a full circle, and it's not like gatehouses or anything, but there's less protection from the ice lake side. Because the ice lake is kind of protection. It's kind of dangerous to walk across it. But you can see it from afar, and if you can see it, it can probably see the tower flying around in the middle of the day, glowing with sunlight. It's gold. It catches the light, and especially when you're flying so low. But you're probably too far away when you just glimpse it to see what the peoples are doing.
Think this is the place?
It's like it. We want to turn around and set down somewhere a little ways off, or do we want to sit down right here and just make our way there?
I mean, will they have seen us?
From here, likely.
We are in our flying tower. They likely have seen us.
It is kind of sparkly.
We may as well just sit down and walk from here then.
Vincent will start casting some steed, find steed.
Mm-hmm. You can set it down pretty much where you're at and start traveling the probably a couple of miles from where you saw it across the snow towards the camp. What's the plan? Just to walk up?
Seems like it.
If so, who's in first?
I mean, with Vincent on his steed, we could like try to act like envoys, pass ourselves off as being some sort of diplomatic group, official group of some sort,
Sure. These are bandits.
Yeah, but what if we come bearing gifts, or like look like we could at least?
Surely some of them are injured or sick or worse that I could potentially remedy.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
I think maybe if we just like extend the hand first, and then if they tell us to fuck off, and we could tell them the truth of why we're here.
Shot.
Right, so what's your approach order for this? Going up to which side of the place? Is the ice lake side, but also just the way you're facing and such?
I will take the lead, I guess, and I'll have my sword stowed, but my shield out with my holy symbol kind of present and visible. And if they're looking around, I guess he'll just tear some of the cloth off of the saddle of Pearl and just kind of like hold it up as they're approaching and just kind of wave it, almost as like a "we come in peace" kind of.
Okay. The guy in the watchtower, and it's a very basic watchtower. It's like finely made, but it's not like stone or anything. It's just like wood and so actually a lot of compacted snow. Kind of raises it puts like a torch aside and looks out, and they appear to be human. And look out, and they do kind of call back, and you hear them because you can hear pretty much anything. There's a little bit of whistling of wind, but it's like you can see a long ways or you can hear a long ways in this kind of terrain. Like, there's a party approaching. Oh, I don't know who they represent. There's a whole different lot of them. You there, and the horse. That's close enough.
I'm traveling through. Excuse me. Traveling through. I'm somewhat of an accomplished healer, and I wasn't sure if your party or your band could use some good tidings.
Give me a persuasion check. The healer. There is this whole group, a little medical expedition.
It's dangerous for a man such as my age to wander these wilderness alone. This is just my traveling companions who I've paid to protect me in my travels.
You can be deception check. Oh, it nearly was a 20. They look at you. You could see they like lean on the wall of the watchtower, like looking down. It's like kind of like a little lower than chest high, and we're not buying it. We don't need it. You can move on. We're out here. We don't want trouble. And we won't bring it if we don't have to.
People I'm guessing like they sort of been like behind a couple people.
Yeah. You're a fairly large group, and you've also got like the gnome or Northman back there. So like you're a fairly large procession. But yeah, you can walk up in front if you want.
People start. We're here to see the malignant.
look, and he kind of arcs his head back to look at the rest of the camp, and you can see through the front. It's not a perfect palisade. There's kind of like a front entrance where the dirt and snow is kind of scuffed up as well. There's a couple of people getting up and kind of looking and seeing what's going on. And that's when you can see quite clearly, because of the day, little zip of red lightning just go through his temple.
I knew this was gonna happen.
And then
I knew this was
dance through the camp.
No!
I
knew it.
Maybe a dozen or so people all together, although it doesn't seem to go inside of that building. Each get kind of struck by it. Well, maybe she doesn't. By the spirits, dragon! Dragon! They all start preparing their equipment and battle. Barbarian marauders ready and trained for fighting. Even the horses in their camp start being spooked as they all start readying their gear and equipment. And that's probably where we're gonna have to end off on today's session.
No, not again!
As soon as this happened with the group last time, I was like, I bet this is gonna happen when we find the marauders.
It's gonna happen every time we encounter anyone because Peep decided to try and help Vincent.
Oh. Well, I got more fireballs. I might have to use some, but we'll see.
That is a chaotic
Micro,
chaos
you
way to
bitch.
happen. Yeah, I've sent you like a DM being like, you chose the
probably
the bitchiest warlock patron. Like, this is just all bad until Peep either becomes a corrupt Sith or everyone dies. You know. But who knows?
It's okay,
maybe...
Cinder will convert Peep over to the Wayfinder.
Yeah, but the issue is, you convert away from Micra, that's when you were suddenly her favorite.
Yeah.
Like, that's suddenly when it's a big problem for her.
Yeah.
So,
I don't think
we'll
you get out of
see.
something like that easy, so.
Nope. But we'll see how that goes next time. But no, thank you for today's session. We had some good chaos, as we often do. This is when we will zip around and check on everyone and see what they're working on. Starting with Zach.
So I had my first set of rehearsals this week for my show that I'm directing. That was really cool. And I'm now in the process of getting my campaign all put down in notes, actually, like visible notes. I've got some that are up in recordings. I've got some stuff in here and other places, but this all getting outlined and put down on paper so that I can start creating a campaign setting and a 20th level campaign adventure to go along with it. So.
Yes, I saw that tweet. That's very like a 1 to 20 campaign plan.
For Pathfinder 2, yeah,
is insane. That's an insane thing. But I love it. That's really cool. All right. I mean, if you guys ever get to 20 here, first of all, that'll take a long time. But you know what? It's around about that time. I think before you go into this fight, you'll level to, I believe, level 7. You did, you know, beat the hell up on that, like, optional boss, basically, because you just were like, sure, we'll help you fight this horrible monster. Like,
we'll
okay.
fight God for a penguin, I mean a bagel.
Yeah, so, you know what, I will reward your foolishness. So, yeah, go ahead and try to remember the level before next session. I actually don't remember if 7 is one that gives anything really interesting.
I'm
My aura gets
multi-classing,
advanced.
so...
I think it's like class things, yeah.
My aura goes to and gives people 10 feet of movement now.
7 will give any spellcasters more spells, although Adelhard is a weird spellcaster, so I don't know if Adelhard
So is
will
Vincent.
do. Yeah, well, Adelhard's even weirder, because the Inquisitor class I made goes off of a very old... Actually, I think it is a Pathfinder class. So
Does it
Adelhard
go
has,
off the Pathfinder Inquisitor class?
kind of, I think, was the inspiration vaguely. It might have been a different class. But there's more... Adelhard has more spells of a lower level. But they still get higher level spells as well, so you might not be on the regular up and up. Anyway.
I have to look and see what it is to multi-class into Warlock anyway. So.
I get advantage on initiative rolls. Oh, this is from now on.
That's pretty great. You can do that in
movement
the cheat as well.
With my movement, I'm gonna be able to reach enemies before they get to do anything. Let's go.
Hey, you're up there with Cinder on the boosted initiative bullshit.
Yeah.
Boosted animals.
I also can't really be surprised. Well, there's some other stuff. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
You're up next, Poetry. What are you working on?
Yeah. Lately, I've just been streaming lots of stuff. Some Pagel, some Hades, I did a Sekiro randomizer, and I had the first 2-parter boss in the game was replaced with the 2 hardest bosses in the game. And so like I had like no there's a really good clip of the first time that I beat the first boss, because it's like each phase of the boss
is a separate entity.
With the whole and so it took me like 2 hours straight of trying, but I finally beat this really like what I think is the toughest boss in the game. And then it goes into the mid-fight cutscene from the normal fight, and I'm like, oh my god. And I get past the cutscene, and it's the other like hardest boss in the game, and I'm like, oh my god. It took me so long, but I beat the randomizer, so.
The only randomizer I've ever did was Pokemon Emerald. It was great. My starter was a Mareep, which is great. But I had to cancel it because at the point where you go to your dad's gym in Pokemon Emerald, his final Pokemon was Groudon. And I just could not beat that. That was not gonna be done.
Yeah.
That was like not like it would be possible if I was the sweatiest Pokemon nerd, but that was my moment of the randomizer, and I did stream it. I'm like, Dad has a Groudon. All right, AJ.
I do art on my Twitter. I just finished a really cool portrait. So if you want to see that, go check it out. Other than that, I do art. I occasionally ramble about video games. I've been playing lots of Hearts of Iron 4. Way too much.
I think it's the only way to play. Like any of those Paradox games, you either play
you need
obsessively,
to play
or you don't play it. That's just the way you play Paradox games. It's like I remember one time playing.
Oh no.
Oh, you're back.
I remember one time playing Stellaris when I first started having my hand issues. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. It doesn't hurt to use the mouse like this. But then I played it for like 12 hours, and it hurt.
Yeah, well, the 12 hours might be part of the problem.
Well, yeah. Quill.
Yo, I'm just doing the usual, still just shitposting away, still doing the daily videos and ruining people's Twitter experience, one tweet at a time. I am steadily, I keep, it's gonna keep happening where I'm like, I haven't started the celebration stream for the 100K just yet. Like, I mean, I'm like nearly 150,000. Yeah, I'm like 2,500 subs away from 150, and I've not even started the 100K stream. So, but hopefully very soon, once I get a new webcam, which is something to start. But once that's done, I have the hot sauces ready, and I have the Virgil cosplay ready. So, I just need to get the motivation.
All right, and Ori.
Hi, I'm Ori. You can find me everywhere at the Lady Ori with all the underscores on it. I do art commissions. I have them open right now. Commission me so I can pay my bills. Also, I have $15 sketch commissions available right now on my Ko-fi until Tuesday. So if you want your character drawn for $15 in black and white, like inky sketch on, it's not physical because I'm not shipping shit out to people, but it's digital ink sketch. So yeah, should hit me up. And it's on my Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com/AJ Auriel, Auriel.
I thought you were gonna say I only have $50 to my name.
I mean, you're not
Which
wrong, but
wouldn't have surprised me, which is why I kind of started laughing at it, because that's like
you're
totally
not
what I expected.
incorrect. But yeah, regular commissions are open, $15 sketches are open until Tuesday, and then I might stream something later tonight. I don't know. We'll find out. I might go narcoleptic again. We'll see.
All right. Speaking of narcoleptic, I'm very tired. But this show is supported by Patreon. If you support the show for $5 or more a month, you get access to the Monday show, which is currently on a bit of hiatus because it never happens to me that we have schedule conflicts like this, and then we do because someone's on holiday for a long time and they're seeing the other people. So it all gets very confusing. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm not worrying about it. But there's other stuff on Patreon as well. There is a project I'm working on that has a lot of screenshots on Patreon and maybe GIFs that you should totally check out because I think it's very cool. I'm also streaming a bunch when I can. Atlas Roleplay is coming back next weekend, which means I will be starting playing it pretty much all the time. It is a continuation from last season, so if you enjoyed Richard Doomps is back, baby. He is essentially the king. I mean, he's not, but he could be.
I like it's like one of those like it's like the preview for like a 90s comedy.
It is Doomps is back.
Doomps is back.
It really is. If I had the energy, I would do that. I could make a little trailer, like a little Doomps trailer. Which Nicotine for their police character in a different roleplay server did have that like 80s movie trailer for their character, which I always thought was really cool.
You should make like a Mortal Kombat like trailer for Dooms, like just the most stupid Mortal Kombat trailer.
Maybe. We'll think about it. But that is coming back, and so when I get back used to the schedule of it, there'll probably be a lot of that because it's very easy for me to do, and I like it a lot, and there's some really cool people, and there's not many people left in France, but the people who are left, we're going to rebuild Hotel Royale, which is going to be really great. And until then, there's going to be the occasional other stream. The schedule is a bit weird, and it's a very weird time, but the schedule is there on the schedule thing, and also Discord and Twitter will let you know what's going on. And that's that. So we'll see you next week for more. And bye.